Welcome back, True Seeker. It is Wednesday, July 16th, 2025, and the big story this evening, prosecutor in Epstein case. They got to keep wagging the Epstein carrot, the distraction that he is in front of the nation. Prosecutor in Epstein case fired from U.S. Attorney's Office. And then CNN's subheadline reads, "The reason for the firing of Maureen Comey, who is the daughter of the former FBI director James Comey, was not immediately clear." It's like, is that supposed to be a joke? It seems pretty clear. We got quite the feud between Comey and the Comb-over, the guy with the worst haircut in the history of humanity, outside of Boris Johnson. I used to call those two the bad barbershop brothers when they were doing their rituals with Cooties 19 together. But anyway, uh, again, I mean, who is it not immediately clear to this ritual? Of course, James Comey recently did the 86-47 thing, and now the Apprentice has fired his daughter. I mean, come on. This is a no-brainer. But what I always like to look at is the Gematria, how this whole puppet show is put together by this Kabbalistic code of ABC123. Notice Maureen Comey and Donald Trump both equate to 138 with the most simple cipher. The ABC is 123 cipher. Don't forget the word federal is 138. And when you run the alphabetic order in reverse with numerology applied, Maureen Comey and Donald Trump are 60, like they've done a bazillion 60 rituals with Trump now, including 60 minutes. But of course, we just had the 60th election, and we just passed the anniversary of his ex-wife falling down the stairs and dying exactly 60 weeks into the first ever Jesuit Ignatian year on the same day he said he'd run in the 60th election. That was back on July 14th, 2022. But yeah, look at these other rituals. Remember, Trump's big, beautiful bill just passed 218 to 214, both symbolic numbers to the chump. From Comey's December 14th birthday, that fateful day, the day in history that George Washington died, and Sandy, you know what? And the day Sandy Lindsay was the first jabbed person for Cooties 19. R.I.P. to the fallen. Is Sandy still here? But anyway, from Comey's birthday to today, the day his daughter gets fired, it's 214 days. And the Republican Party's 214, just like Church of Satan. And again, I don't know why more people don't talk about it. You think everyone would be talking about it. How mega is the highest degree of the Church of Satan, and it's very obvious that's not an accident because it was the 45th birthday of the Church of Satan that Obama told the joke that Trump would become number 45 at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with Trump in attendance 45 days before his own birthday on April 30th, 2011. Again, Barack means lightning. Satan comes to earth in a bolt of lightning. Barack telling the joke on the Church of Satan's birthday about Mr. Mega. It's a reminder both parties are in on it. Again, the puppet show is waged by the code, but yeah, here we are, 214 days after Comey's birthday, and Mr. Mega fires the daughter like he's back on the set of NBC's Apprentice. Maureen Comey, a federal prosecutor in Manhattan and the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, has been fired from her job in the Southern District of New York, according to people familiar with the situation. Comey was a prosecutor in the case against accused Mr. Trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, and more recently against Sean Diddy Combs. And remember when Diddy was arrested the next day, that legal team took the stand and they were first to say, we also took down Epstein. And by the way, have you ever heard of a freak off? Because we're going to say it 5,000 more times. Freak off, freak off, freak off. And by the end of it, you were like, so what was he arrested for? A freak off? What the hell's a freak off? Is that illegal? Where's that? Is that protected in the Constitution? Thou shall be entitled to the freak off. I think it does fit in with the pursuit of happiness, at least for some. But anyway, of course, all of this is bullshit and distraction. And that's what people don't wake up to. The whole thing is bullshit. Your government's bullshit. Donald Trump's bullshit. James Comey's bullshit. I'm sure Maureen Comey is. Look at the things she's working on. The Epstein distraction. Does anyone know that Epstein ever really did anything outside of a Netflix special and some news headlines? How come nobody talks about the biggest traffickers in the world, the church? Occasionally they get brought up, but again, this Epstein character, this man of great mystery, that's just such a big distraction. He's back for another season. What is this? What is this, like season 15 of Jeffrey Epstein? Back from the dead. The Epstein case resurrected. But yeah, just how they have to bring in the same cast of characters too, or slightly different one. All right, we're done with James Comey. How about his daughter, Maureen Comey? Okay. This CNN article is just like, who's writing this? Bozo the Clown. The reason for her firing was not immediately clear. I mean, I'm sure everybody reading the article is like, I think it's pretty clear why. He's the apprentice, and that's the daughter of a man he does not like. Not in this script that we've been watching for a decade now. The reason for her firing was not immediately clear. This guy needs to be fired. You're fired. But a person familiar with the situation said being a Comey is untenable in this administration, given her father, James Comey, is constantly going after the administration. Oh, okay. So then the next sentence is, it is pretty clear. That's called a shitty paragraph. The former FBI chief, a Donald Trump critic, is currently under investigation for possible false statements to Congress. He was separately questioned in May by the U.S. Secret Service after he posted a photo on social media showing seashells on a beach that spelled out 8647, which he has denied was a call for violence against the president. In fact, he said he'd never heard of the term 86th before. The lone American over age 2 that had never heard of the term 86th and somehow got to be the head of the FBI. Maureen Comey's dismissal comes as Trump faces growing pressure to release more information on Epstein, the disgraced financier. The Justice Department last week released a memo that there was no Epstein client list, and the Trump administration announced that it didn't plan to release any more documents in the investigation. Epstein is a convicted sex offender whose criminal case has long captured significant public attention. In 2019, while he was awaiting trial in a federal crimes case, Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell at New York's Metropolitan Correctional Center. And remember, they're making a big deal about the video getting edited at 11:58, meaning 11 p.m., 58 minutes after the hour, 58 seconds past the minute. And of course, Epstein died 58 days after Trump's birthday. So we're told. I highly doubt it, but that's the story. August 10th, 58 days after Trump's June 14th birthday. After Trump had won the 58th election then, before all the 60 business with the 60th election. And again, Trump announced from the 58-story Trump Tower, and Freemasonry equals 58, and the first degree is The Apprentice, the show where he fired everybody. And again, not to mention, I called out that his administration would probably be all full of firings the first time around, which it was. On Fridays, he liked to get down with the firings. Last Friday, did you catch the headline last Friday that he fired 1,300 people? Whoa. That would have been a long episode. Maureen Comey was a lead prosecutor on the investigation and prosecution of Epstein and his former girlfriend and accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell was convicted and is serving a 20-year sentence. She has appealed. In case you missed the Comey 8647 on the anniversary of Trump becoming the father of the Pokey Doke, Mercuralia, the day to celebrate Mercury, May 15, 2025, when Mercury's the trickster. We'll go back and look at that. But from the day that the 8647 message came out to the firing of his daughter is 63 days, and you're fired equals 63 in Gematria. Again, if you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers of the English language: alphabetic order with numerology, reverse alphabetic order with numerology. All intuitive, but you're fired. 63. Okay. And then this 8647 thing, what was funny about it is James Comey got his foot in the door for the FBI after 9/11. Bush brought him in, the second Bush. All evidence of the monarchy we live under. No democracy. King George II brought in James Comey. And you know, here's a daughter of another government official now in the news. It's all a big family affair. Trump's had multiple people for his family work in the federal government. They always said Trump's not from the world of politics, but he's had numerous people from his family that work for the federal government. Worked for the Reagan administration, the other mega guy, the other Hollywood actor who's a lifelong Democrat before joining the Republican Party. But yeah, look, from September 11th, the event that brought him into the FBI, to the day he tweeted that was 8,647 days. You don't think these people are doing numerology rituals every day? I mean, come on. Uh, the thing about a shell formation, do you see the 68 like Donald John Trump, like The Apprentice, like how 1968's the year of years, the assassinations, the Cooties 19 coining, the fentanyl approval, 911 being made the code, the buildings that came down in 2001, their construction beginning, et cetera, et cetera. Shell formation also goes with The Apprentice. Ah, look at shell formation. I almost missed it. Do you see how in the most simple cipher it's 167? What day did his daughter get fired? The 16th of July? Huh. I'm telling you. We got to fire this whole federal government, and there'll be no rehiring. The whole thing's fired, and it's not coming back because this is all it is every day. Just bullshit by the numbers and big bills to us that we pay in taxes to maintain the shit show. From Comey's birthday to that was 153 days. Again, the big Jesuit number. Yeah. Mercury, for the record, Mercury equals 86. Since he did this on Mercuralia, the day to celebrate Mercury, I had it right here. The 10386 thing. The shell formation. My mind's starting to wander. I'm remembering that Mossad episode of 60 Minutes where they talk about how they got shell companies all over the world and they're running everything. If you guys missed the Mossad 60 Minutes, you should go back and watch it. They're talking about how they blew up everybody with the golden pagers. Sick stuff. Sick stuff. Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed they got Joaquin Phoenix, who played the Joker, up there as well. Reminds me of Trump being in the one of his many 60 rituals. Alvin Bragg equals 60, like indictment, but then Trump's in court on the anniversary of the other Joker actor's birthday, the one who died while filming the Batman movie where he was playing Joker. I cannot think of his name. The girls used to like him. People love his Joker performance. You guys know I'm talking about the young actor who died while playing Joker. It would have been his 44th birthday on April 4th, the day that Trump showed up in court for the indictment from Alvin Bragg. Again, they had just filmed the latest Joker scene in that courtroom. That was one of the big stories when he appeared in there. It's like, come on, man. Trump, who says, I am Batman, in the courtroom where they filmed Joker. If you haven't seen the latest movie, Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, where he's Joker, they bombed that courtroom. But yeah, there's something to that. There's something to that. These stories being up there at the same time. What about that other story? U.S. set to destroy 500 tons. So that's 500 times 2,000. Hold on. 20,000, 200,000. 2 million pounds of food. Wait. 2,000, 20,000, 200,000. I can't do math right now. I'm too tired. Is that 10 million pounds of food? Hold up. I got to do the math on this. 500 times 2,000. Is that 10 million pounds of food? Why are they destroying 10 million pounds of food? What the hell? That's just to piss us all off, too. We paid for that as well. That's something they build us for. Now they're just going to destroy it. 0. Maybe it's a million. It's a million pounds of food. Yeah, it's a million. A million pounds of food. That just sounds disgusting. I'm the type of guy that I can't leave one little scrap of spinach leaf left on the plate. It's got to get finished. A million pounds of food while the Joker's up here and they can't figure out why they're firing Comey's daughter. I mean, it all needs to get put to bed. Heath Ledger. It was his, would have been his 44th birthday on 4/4s. The chump took the stand. And remember, Trump is the 44th person to be the U.S. president. Grover Cleveland messed up the count. Trump, with his split term, is going to mess up the count even more. The next person to be president will be number 48, but will be the 46th person to be president. Biden was number 46, but the 45th person, Of course, he was elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, after what happened to Beau at age 46. Talk about 86. That was 86, 46. Anyway, we'll leave it there for now, you guys. Our media and our government, it's a crime. Until next time.